What's up, guys? It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, and I have started recently playing a new game a little bit here and there, and so I wanted to make a video kind of talking about this game, and this game is Isekai Demon Waifu. If you haven't heard of it, it's fairly new. It's about a month old, and I've actually had a lot of fun playing it, and I'm gonna dig into the game a little bit here and there. So, you know, in and of itself, it's nothing really special in terms of resources games, right? So the combat's basic. It's a stat check every time. Do I have enough soldiers? Are they so much stronger than the other soldiers? And then I turn around and I use the resources and the EXP I gain to level up and increase my own units. So let's take a look at that. But that's really where the game starts to distinguish itself, I think, in a lot of ways from the pack. So you have your units here, right? You can scroll through all of them here, and you can level up each one as you go. Now, what I think, in my opinion, is one of the coolest things about this is that there's a really complex talent system. So each unit has talents. They're either, good at military, they're good at their fundraising, they're good at negotiations, they're good with leadership. But not one person is good at everything. So you kind of need to build up a team, right? So you have a unit like Sylvia there, who's really good at combat, and you have a unit like Miko here, who's got a lot of talent, but not the best at combat or leadership, but pretty well rounded, really good with negotiation, and really good with trade. So overall, a pretty solid unit. That's a free-to-play unit. And as you go through each ones, you can kind of pick and choose which ones are your favorite, which ones skills you want to focus on, and then their skill pool here builds into your own skill pool. And your skill pool dictates how much influence you have. The more influence you have, the more powerful you are, the easier it is to do combat stats, etc., etc., etc. So it's actually a pretty complex thing. And yeah, the combat in and of itself is pretty straightforward and honestly a little bit boring and time-consuming. But the game's called Demon Waifu. It's not about combat. What it is about is why this game has earned an M rating. Because you're able to go and have your consorts. Now, I've got a pretty large harem at the moment, so you can look at my not obtained tab, and there's a couple that I don't yet have. These 4 I should have pretty soon, so I'm going to be expanding my harem even more. But there are tons and tons and tons of bodacious, beautiful women to add to your harem here. And then, of course, you can go out in outings, and you can go out into the world around you, and this is where you encounter your harem, or like so. So I encountered Saria here, and that's increased my affection. And now, hey, look, Haley's here, coming to hunt me down. So let's see. If I defeat her, she joins my harem. So that's one defeat, but I gotta beat her twice. I don't know that I have enough skill to beat her twice yet. Pretty sure no. Ooh, nope. The rest of my units are still super weak. It's a pretty top-heavy team here. So yeah, not quite. I'm about 4 million attack off of acquiring Haley. So I'm really close right now. But in those outings, you can encounter your units. Sometimes assassins come out, sometimes you're just getting additional resources like here. So all things being said, there's a lot to this game more than just the combat, right? There's a daily event as well. This is a timed event. You go here and you compete with other players and try to get the highest score possible to get even more resources, and it just feels like there's always something to do. I find myself opening this app multiple times a day while I'm waiting for my stamina to refresh in my other games, and it's just there's always something to do. So I'm pretty happy with how this has played out so far. I'm sure if I get further down, I'll run into problems where it's like, oh, hey, you don't have enough military power, you don't have enough stamina, so on and so forth. But yeah, here's the daily thing. I'm walking in, trying to do some damage to the Valiant. If I'm able to repel them, I get resources, and those resources I'll then turn around and use to strengthen my units. So even if you're not the highest level, there's always a little bit of something for you to do. And the development path in this game, I think, is extremely strong, and one of the best points is, as a new player, I don't feel as if I am ever at a point where I'm completely outclassed. And it's just a matter of, okay, I either, wait a little bit of time, or, I'm able to do it right here, right now. So I think this game's a lot of fun. I recommend giving it a shot. It is right now only available on Android. If you are an iPhone user like me, you are pretty much stuck to using it in BlueStacks only on a computer. So that's kind of a bummer. But they are saying that they're going to release an iOS app soon. I do think they're going to have a little bit of problems with it because it is an M-rated game. And having that publicly available, I know Apple tends to frown on that. So you may not be able to access the game as easily as you would hope, but this is a great deal of fun. I think it's underneath the skin, which can be a little bit creepy at times. There's actually a really, really good game in here with really complex leveling systems, and while the combat is easy and straightforward and a lot of it's just time-based, there's a lot to enjoy about the game. So I recommend you try it out. What could go wrong? It's a free download. I saw this game as an ad 7DS. It's only been out for a month, so not a huge player base, but it's still pretty unique enough. And it's a little different than the other games I've played. I've played AFK Arena, I've played other games like this, and honestly, I think this is just a little bit more fun and a little bit more in depth. The last thing that I want to touch on here is, yes, you may think that the consort thing and the harem is a little bit creepy, but there is a reason for it. So this is my strongest unit right now. Where I made a mistake here is that I want to level up units with blessings, because then if I have their matching consort, then their stats go through the roof. So for example, Nina here has the consort of Jiragamo. Jiragamo is able to increase the combat strength of Nina. So as long as you have both units, you're able to increase the two together. So there is a value to doing that, and honestly that feels like the game is focused around that mechanic. I mean, it is called Demon Waifu for a reason, not Combat Simulator. But there is a ton of stuff to do in this game. I do think that if you like AFK kind of style games like this is a lot of fun, and even though it's a quote-unquote AFK game, there's still so much to do that I feel like you don't ever really have that much downtime. So give it a shot. Let me know what you think. If you want to see more videos on this, leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.